nobody talks about, posts about, or really celebrates the middle. But to me, that is where the magic happens. Hello, everybody. It is Megan Holly, and we are here at the Magic Made podcast. And Chrissy is joining us for another episode.
Yay.
I'm so excited that you're here again.
Me too.
And we're diving into the messy middle. We're diving into it because I think our first conversation lended a lot to kind of stepping into this conversation. And if you missed that, we have an episode that we just talked kind of about identity shifts and moving through kind of being a creative and what that looks like. But today we're kind of diving into the messy middle of creating, of being a creative, just all the facets, and who knows where it will take us, but we will find out shortly here.
Yes.
And quickly, just in case somebody's landing on this episode
Sure.
and they haven't been introduced to you yet.
Yeah.
Quick about yourself.
My name is Chrissy Sherry. I am a graphic designer, painter, artist, muralist, and dabbler in all things creative. A mama of two, and friends with this one for almost 2 decades. Our two creative souls just found each other. But yeah, that's a little bit on me.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? This just made me think of it. Last night I put a mask on and I popped on my stories and was like, jump scare, sorry, because, nobody's really looking for that kind of content. But here we are. And it made me realize that that's a thread between you and I. Because so Chrissy and I met, talk about the messy middle. You're going to be like, where did you guys come from? And now you're here. We met teaching preschool.
Yeah.
Many years ago. And during that time, talk about like creative spirits and people who just like are calling in different things in life. You had kind of formulated this cleanse for everybody. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And so we had like a protocol for like doing like a cleanse, and people who, nobody had to do it. It was just like, if you wanted to, I jumped in, and there was, bentonite clay.
Yeah.
And it made me think about it when I put the mask on last night, because it was bentonite clay and apple cider vinegar. And I was like, what a weird little nudge
that is
from
weird.
The universe, like just reminding where we've come from.
Yeah.
Because that was just part of the cleanse, and I'm not going to get into all that, but it was just like weird. And why I even remembered that as I was doing it was like another kind of special moment, because our brains are so wild how they'll remember these little connecting pieces and these little moments. So I don't know, that's just a little nudge, but of kind of how our past has brought us together, because that was the very early times of us getting to be like friends and know each other more and see that we're just kindred spirits and souls. So all that to say, let's talk about the messy middle, because we've come from kind of, if I don't know how to say this best, but kind of coming from living a life that was tolerable for other people.
Yeah.
Being teachers, being in the preschool setting, and something that was noble and community-based, and what people would think, oh my gosh, you're a teacher? That's so sweet. That's so cute. That's so, whatever word you want to attach to it. But just very common, I guess, for lack of a better way of saying that. And we love teachers, we love preschool teachers and all that. We're not knocking that. But for us, it wasn't the end of our story.
Yeah.
And yes, we got to be creative within that.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we had that aspect to it, but it was not ever going to be a full send on who we were as humans, And so we love you out there, our teachers, our preschool teachers, really honestly, high school teachers, extra bonus to you guys, because I can't even imagine. But for us, our stories were just different, and the creative spaces in which we have now found ourselves in would not be possible if we didn't go through the messy middle.
Yeah, for real.
And it's kind of interesting to think about, like, where would we be if we didn't start listening to those nudges? And we were just talking with my producer, Brian, about the knocks, the nudge, and the rhino, which is not my stuff. I heard it on another podcast, but kind of the knocks, the nudges, and the rhino kind of just is a stepping stone of, if you're not listening, you're going to get a big ol' like kick in the tuchus.
It's like when you ask the universe for a sign, and then you get that sign, and you're like, can you send a signier sign? And then that one gets delivered, and you're like, can you just send and it's just, then you get knocked the F out.
Yeah. Yeah. In
Yep.
some way, shape, or form, it's gonna be like, "I'm gonna bulldoze you," and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, poop. Here we
Yeah.
go."
For real.
Okay, so let's get into it because, I mean, the messy middle, it's just like whether it's a half-finished idea
Mhm.
or a half-finished project, a something that's floating around, but you just never take action on. Like, there's so many ways that you can kinda be in a messy middle moment, and maybe it's not quite the middle. You're not kind of in the exactness of the middle of something. You might be a quarter way through. You might be, like,
Yeah.
2% in, and then you go, "Ugh." You could be anywhere on this kind of spectrum of shifting and owning where you are and, where you see yourself going, but either way, it's still the messy middle. It just is.
Yeah.
And also, I wanna have a little bit of a disclaimer, I guess, I think might be important, is that there's not, like, really an end destination
No,
either.
there never is. Yeah.
So, like, the middle is a little bit, I don't know if the word's contrived, I don't know if that's the right word, so don't hold me to it, but
Yeah.
it's a little bit
It's
like,
like a
"Ooh."
fluid word.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like the middle just is kinda keeps, like, darting
Yeah.
around.
And it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's looks and feels different
Mhm.
and is different as it should be.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Okay,
mhm.
so let's think about that. Let's talk about some things that happen in the messy middle. Is there anything that, like, before we get into anything specific, is there anything coming
Mhm.
up for you? Like, thinking about the idea of the messiness of just life and
I mean, yeah, like, I guess what is that saying? Like, you can plan all day and then the universe laughs or
Mhm,
whatever.
yes, yep.
You could plan to the minute to the second your day and how it's gonna play out or your plan for something, and the universe is gonna turn around and be like, that's not what we had in store for you.
Nope.
So even when it's like you are in the messy middle and you're trying to figure things out or like get to that flow state or whatever it is, um, like just where am I going with this? Um,
Yeah. Hey, we have no idea, but that's the beautiful thing.
see,
You can
that's
say
the
whatever
messy middle right
you can say
here.
whatever you want. This is not perfect around here. It's just this is real life, and this is what we want to
My ADD,
bring to
yeah.
life.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I have no idea where I'm going with this, so I'm gonna
Well, I think
stop
I
talking.
think if I can help pull the thread out of your brain,
I had a destination, but
right?
it's just
That's perfect for this episode.
disappeared.
It's perfect for this episode. But this is the reality of it. That's the perfect kind of personification
Mm,
of the messiness of moving through things.
yeah,
Whether it's a project, a conversation, literally a
yeah,
conversation,
yeah, for real,
or a goal that you have. Sometimes it's inarticulable. That's probably not a word,
right? But I understood it.
but we know what we mean, right? Hopefully, you can't always be articulated
Yeah,
because you don't even know sometimes how to put a pulse on it.
yeah,
You don't really know what you're necessarily feeling sometimes when you're in it, and also there's so many outside sources and chitter chatter around you that you're like, I don't even know what
mhm,
my thoughts or ideas are anymore, or if I'm doing something that somebody's telling me I should do,
yeah,
or, whatever. Like, it's like these things can get really overwhelming to the point where you just either don't do it or you're
yeah,
in the messy middle for way too long,
mhm,
right? There's no perfect timing for it, there's no science behind it, but meaning you are just living in that space and you just accept that as your norm when you know that there's something on the other side,
ah, yeah,
you know?
mhm,
And if you just stop and go, okay, those
yeah,
thoughts are not mine. This project, I can finish it. I am self-sabotaging.
yeah,
I am overloading myself so much that I can't see the end of it. So that's why I'm not finishing it, whatever it might be. And like as artists and creatives, I think that happens a lot where, I mean, I know that you have unfinished paintings and things like that
yeah,
you've maybe come back to or you haven't yet. Like,
like
how
a
does that
lot.
feel for you? Like, I mean, what is that? And that's not even a messy. That's just, I think, art sometimes too,
Yeah,
that you step away from it. But is there one that comes to mind for you that you're like, damn it, like, why have I been sitting on that for so long? And maybe it's not a piece of
yeah,
art, but it's something,
mhm,
in life.
yeah. I mean, I think with painting and with any, creative process, there's a lot of emotions
Mm.
tied in. So at least it is with my art. And I started like a painting almost to try to like heal myself of me and my grandfather. My grandfather,
Mm.
I'll probably talk about him on every episode, but um it was a painting of me and him, like one of my favorite pictures. And I got it all sketched out. I did it all by hand. Um, Started with the underpainting, and then I just had a block. Like I was just like, um, I can't finish this right
Mm.
now. And it was kind of in a moment of life where I was kind of like being pulled in 100 different ways and trying to do all the things at one time. And it just wasn't the time.
Yeah.
And that's one piece that like I keep. And because some paintings, I'm not feeling it anymore. I paint over it. Do another painting. But this one in particular has been sitting in my studio space for a very long time now, knowing that I'll get back to it one day. And I'm not pushing it, forcing it. It's one of those things that just
Mhm.
will be when it is supposed to.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's one that really stands out to me. It's something that I would love to finish, just waiting for the right moment to
Yeah.
do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that's a beautiful thing to kind of remind people that it's just, well, it may have started because you were pulled in so many different directions and
Mm.
maybe just feeling uninspired, and maybe there's a little bit of like it's a heartfelt thing,
Yeah,
right?
it's a
Your
lot of
relationship
emotions.
with
Yeah.
your grandpa and all of that goes into it. There's so
Yeah.
much that's like, how do you even put that into paint?
Right.
Almost, right?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes we can't put things into words, you can't put it into paint, and that feels very normal and natural in that space, and I love that you said that there's some paintings you're like, "It's just not what I wanna do, I'm
Yeah.
not feeling it," paint it back to white or whatever base color and start again, but
Mhm.
this one you're not because there's something there and you're okay with letting it be there.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes it's like you might have a moment of, like, what the hell, but like
Yeah.
at least right now it seems like you're at peace with like it is what it is. I'll get to it when I get to it. And that's
Mhm.
and that's beautiful. And what if we kind of attacked life with that kind of energy a little bit more? And I don't know
Mm.
if attacked was the right word or with that, but just like went after like that feeling of it's okay that I don't really know what this looks like at the
Yeah.
end right
Mhm.
now. Because when we release, and we talked a little bit about this in the last episode, when we release the expectation of what it exactly needs to be, look like, feel like, we sometimes see that things start flowing our way better
Yeah.
in a different way. So who's to say that one day you're going to all of a sudden just go and just sit down and it flows out of you,
Yeah.
right? And that day we
Mhm.
don't know, but it'll be beautiful, right?
Mhm.
So same thing goes with anything that we're feeling like, why the heck am I sitting here? And maybe it's because you're putting too much pressure on
Yeah.
yourself too, right? There's this
Absolutely.
heaviness that we do to ourselves that it's just like this pressure of
Yeah.
like a boiling point almost, you know?
And then it's the fact that we think perfection is attainable,
Mm,
and then
mhm.
it's the lack of believing that there is no such thing as perfection. There is
Yeah.
no. I mean, this whole entire life is a practice.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
we're trying to
Yes.
figure this shit out.
Yeah.
Um, and nothing you create, nothing you make, nothing in this world is perfect. So, um,
Yeah.
remembering that I think is huge in make getting and catching some momentum
Yeah.
when you're needing it.
Yeah.
You know.
I love that, and I think that's the reminder. I have really actually kind of worked to take the word perfect out of my language,
Mm-hmm.
just in general, because we use it just so, like, willy-nilly, but it's like
Yeah.
it holds a lot of power.
Yeah.
And perfectionism and all that, I say like I'm a recovering perfectionist
Yeah.
and all, and I think as creatives that's really hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hard. It's so
Uh-huh.
hard to even say that because I'm like, what does that even mean? Yeah, no, I'm gonna want to do this and do this and do this until it looks exactly how my brain wants it to look. But sometimes that's just not
Yeah.
ever, whatever your brain is telling you is not attainable sometimes. And you just have to step back and go, this is beautiful as it is. And I
Mhm.
think that's why many people probably get stuck in like in a messy situation of overthinking, over analyzing, over whatevering,
Mhm.
because you're like, well, there's this, if I do this one more thing, I do this one more thing. If I move this here, if I make this line a little straighter, if I make this more warm instead of
Yeah.
cool, like whatever. I'm using kind of creative words that like would go into like that space, but this goes into life, I'm
And
gonna keep
then there's that
nitpicking.
comparison side to it too. Like that is the worst part
Yeah.
of
Mm.
everything, I think, for any creative. But when that comparison starts to creep in and you're looking at other artists and their style and you want yours to look like that or whatever,
Yeah.
um, or you wish you had whatever skill that they had, it's like coming back down to earth and being like, no, you are great who you like the
Yeah.
way that you create.
Yeah.
Like your medium, your style, your, you know, that's perfect for you.
Yep.
As imperfect as it is. And like just kind of coming back down to earth and focusing it back in on you. It's hard, but in comparison is can eat you alive.
Mm.
But
Yes.
just remembering that you are unique in what you do and what you create. And that's enough
Yeah.
as it is.
Well, and we live in such a visual world. I mean, even like body image comes into that too,
Yeah.
right? We look at like a Pinterest board and we think, oh, that top look feels very me. It feels very like whatever. And then you put it on and it
Hmm.
doesn't look how it looked on the person. Like we can
Right.
take this into any form because that person was 5'8" and you're 5 foot nothing,
Yeah.
and your body shape's different. Like the perfectionism of like picking. It's like, okay, you like that essence, find the thing that works for you then
Yeah.
in that essence for that style or
Mhm.
for the thing that you're creating. Okay, your art is not meant to be like the other person. If you do it verbatim how somebody else does, it's never going to feel the same.
Mhm.
So I always say that with photography, that you could line up 5 photographers. We could literally all be standing in the same exact spot and have the same subject in front of us, same
Yeah.
lighting, everything.
Oh, I'm
There's going to be
sure.
something different.
Yeah, I'm
There,
sure.
whether it's your editing style, whether it's just like you cocked your camera just ever so slightly this way, whether
Mhm.
it's just whatever the settings on your camera, like this goes into life.
Mhm.
And then sometimes we get into this middly, messy feeling because we're like even getting down to nitpicking like our to do list and our schedule, and we're trying
Yeah.
to perfect it and be who think everybody needs us to be. And
Mhm.
then all we find is that we're miserable because we're trying to be something that we're not. We're trying to be everything to everybody or whatever. Like maybe all of it all at once. And then you're like, no wonder why I've been
Right.
here for so long
You're
because
spiraling. Spiral, spiral, spiral.
and it's just like nobody really deserves to feel that way.
Mhm.
Um and a lot of times it's self-inflicted, because we're bringing on so much. So let's tap into the idea of like let's say that somebody out there is on the brink of setting down their tools
Mhm.
or not pursuing a dream that they have in their heads
Mhm.
that they want to bring to life. What do you do like when the urge to quit comes up on something that you know is meant to happen? Like
Mm.
right now in your space where as you're moving into getting back to murals and canvas,
Yeah.
like you could easily just be like, that's just not meant to be, right? And you could have
Mhm.
quit. It's moving towards this. So what would you say to somebody who's like in that season? They're just like, it's not working.
Yeah.
I don't I don't know what this is gonna look like, so I'm just gonna give up.
Oh, that's a good question.
You're like, I don't know, what's the answer?
Right. I think it's like, well, it all kind of depends on a lot of things.
Hmm.
Um, but wanting to give up, for me at least, I know that that is quitting, and like quitting is not part of my vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Trying is a better word that I like to use. Um, but it kind of goes back to that the thought of, are you going to look back at this moment and this, like, step out of yourself for just a
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
and look back at whatever 20-year-old you,
Mm.
who's ready, about to, throw your hands up and quit. And are you going to look back when you won't have time to do X, Y, or Z and regret not doing
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
And also the reminder, like, perfection doesn't exist. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, who am I to say that your stuff sucks, or, Joe Schmo off the street give their commentary.
Yeah.
It's um, I think um, I'm trying to find the words. I think you need to like kind of tap down deep inside yourself. And if this has been something that's been on your heart for, say, 15 years or your entire life, this is something that
Mm-hmm.
you are passionate about, you love, you want to pursue, you want to do, then that is your purpose.
Mm.
And that's why you're here.
Mm-hmm.
No matter whether you make a living off of it or not, if it feeds your soul and it's something that you love to do, then why quit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you were obviously put on this earth with a talent and with a passion and with a skill and with a style like nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why just call it quits
Yeah.
if one thing gets hard? Like,
Right.
at least try something different,
Yeah.
make a shift, make a turn, reach out, find support, go for a walk. I don't know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
um, but like if anyone were to step in front of me right now and say, I'm giving up, I'm not doing this, I'm quitting, like I would smack them across the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Like the world needs you.
Yes.
Like more now than
Yes.
ever before. Like the world needs your creativity. They need your amazing brain, your
Mm-hmm.
amazing talent, and like that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Um and so that's what I would say in a long form.
Yeah. No, I think,
After I smacked them
yeah.
across the face.
A little,
Yeah.
but I think, no, you brought up some really great points is that, like, I believe, like, if something's in your heart to do it, then there's a reason for that, right?
Oh,
And as
yeah.
cheesy or cliche or whatever as we want to say, everything we say that's inspirational and motivational is kind of cheesy, my friends.
Yeah.
That's just part of the way that is. But the truth of the matter is it's true too,
Mhm.
because and it can be both things. It can be cheesy and oversaid, but it's also true.
Mhm.
And so I know when I've tapped into the things in my life that I'm like, what? Like speaking on stages, are you kidding me? I
Mhm.
literally have report card after report card after report card that says, she's so quiet, da, 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 all these things. But yet I've had these nudges over the span of my career and
Yeah.
especially once having my business that says, do that. Go talk, go have a workshop, go, speak in front of 350 people about your anxiety story. What? Now that would be very easy for us to push away something like that. We're like,
Mhm.
this is contradictory to who I know myself to be.
Right.
But yet something is telling me to do it.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy to really think about, like, if we just like extracted that for a second, let it not hold that much weight in our
Mhm.
minds, bodies, spirits, energies, relationships, because sometimes that comes into play.
Yeah.
People go, what? You're going to do what?
Mhm.
Whatever. If we extracted it from all of that
Yeah.
and made a little tincture of our crunchy sides coming out now, our
Tincture.
little tincture,
I hate that word.
tincture of just that thing, just what is
Yeah.
rising up in us, and just took a dose of it every day and allowed it
Mhm.
to just become real and more real. Like
Mhm.
how wild is that? Because we wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't listen to my call to have a voice in spaces and community.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be doing a lot of things, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
if you didn't listen to that still small voice
Mhm.
and sometimes loud voice. It gets a little bit angry sometimes. At least mine does. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hello, I
Right.
won't yell into the microphone, but um it is that. So I love that you brought that to life. How do you trust the process then though? Like if you are like teetering, do I keep doing this? Do I not? Is it done? Because sometimes there is just a season that just ends.
Yeah.
So how do you trust the process then of, is it the end of the road for this? Is it just need to take a detour and come back down a different route to look different? Or do I need to just full force flourish into it? Like, how do you trust the process to know like which of these versions it is?
Good question. Um, I think trusting the process is way different for everyone,
Mhm.
because I myself, I like control,
Mhm.
and I like to have a plan, but with, art and creativity, uh, there's usually a blueprint, but then there's usually all the wavy lines in between, you
Yeah.
know? There
Yes.
is no, like, set X, Y, and Z to get to 1, 2, 3, you
Yeah.
know? In most mediums. In some mediums, I will say there are, like, in design, there are a lot of rules and things to follow,
Yeah.
um, but when kind of just, creating for yourself or creating just to create, I think, uh, yeah, like, that's kind of a multifaceted
Yeah.
thing for everyone, but not having, like, an end goal and a concrete end goal in
Mm.
mind,
Mm.
and knowing that it's gonna get messy,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna be this beautiful, poetic journey to a finished piece,
Mhm.
There's gonna
Yeah.
be, like, fuck ups all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Like, I
There
mean,
is.
you're gonna spill paint one day, or you're gonna forget you left your paint open,
Yeah.
or, your drill or your, carving tool breaks when you're
Yeah.
at the finish line, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So there's really, I mean, it is the messy middle. I
Yeah.
like that for real. Like, can get real messy.
Yeah.
So just kind of like not fighting those things. So when
Yeah.
those things appear and they pop up and you're like, "Oh, shit." Like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting this. I was wanting to finish today, or I was, this was planned for today." And but like,
Mhm.
taking those things and like letting them kind of just like brush them off your shoulders,
Yes.
shake it out a little bit. Like, that doesn't mean you suck and that you're done for the rest of your life.
Right. Yeah.
It just means that, okay, there's a road bump or a
Yeah.
speed bump, whatever you call it, and we're just gonna get over it, how we get over it, and we're
Yeah.
gonna continue on.
Yeah.
And then, like, tapping back into that, I was meant for this, and knowing who you are and what lights you up and feeds your soul, um, and then just getting back to it.
Yeah. You know what? I blame romcoms for this problem.
What?
Yeah, that's so random. Because if you think about it, like in romcoms, like you always get the happy ending, what you think like is the
Yeah,
perfect version of what that should look like.
yeah.
Okay? So that is such an unfair stab at anything in life, right? Whether it's
Yeah.
the creative process, whether it's that business you're building, whether it's the family that you're building,
Mhm.
we think it needs to look a certain way, and I
Yeah,
think, like, so many rom-coms are just like they're like, "Yes, it ended how I wanted it to." That's not really real life all the
yeah.
time, right?
Right?
And maybe it does end the way you wanted it to, but there was curves and bumps, like you said, and
Yeah.
all these things, or you trip over the,
Detours.
garbage can on the way out the door as
Yeah.
you're rushing to go to the meeting to make the thing happen. Like, these things are real, but, like, we get those cut out of they're on the editing floor
Mhm.
of a movie or of a what you think is happening in somebody else's life because we're perceiving it from social media or whatever,
Yeah.
right? So those you have that same like movement and fluidity, but sometimes we think about it so much more rigidly when it's ourselves. So
Mm.
then it's kind of like, oh well, they took a little turn and I love it. But oh, it really flourished for them. That worked out for
Yeah.
them. If you do see like the shifts in somebody, but for
Yeah.
you, you're like, it's at the end of the road. I'm done.
Right.
I'm. Oh, am I like a Gen Z now? I'm cooked. Like I think
What?
they say that now. If I'm wrong and you're a Gen Zer, don't make fun of me. I'll
I'm
check with my nieces and nephews. They'll call me out and be like, "No, Aunt Maggie, that's not right." But right, like I love that you brought that to the table that you're going to have the flubs. You're gonna have
Mhm.
the shit that just falls to the wayside and it doesn't look right. But moving to the other side, and I think one thing I want to tap into before we um wrap this episode is, and this is a little bit of a tangent, but it will make sense as we bring it all together. Because so often we've brought something together. Well, we've brought a lot of things to life together in this
Mhm.
lifetime. But one big thing we have is New Makers Market.
Yeah.
And we have had a lot of messy
Dude.
moments in that.
Yeah.
Literally, the starting of it was messy. And for those of you who maybe are newer in my space and haven't seen it,
Yeah.
we have something called New Makers Market, and um,
It's a nonprofit.
yes, it's a nonprofit, and
Mm.
tap into it a little bit, like what we do and what we are.
Yeah. Should I start from like how it became,
Yeah,
or?
we can definitely start from there. We could just do a little snapshot of it, and maybe we could do a whole episode on even
Yeah.
just like the things we've learned, like what that looks like. Because I have people ask about like, and why I wanted to bring it up in this was because people are like, how do you even just start with such a
Yeah.
fresh, random new idea?
Yeah,
So
if that doesn't like describe like a hot mess,
yeah,
hot messy middle, like
yeah,
I don't know what
super
does.
scorcher.
Yeah, we have New Makers Market. It's our nonprofit, and it's honestly such like soul food for us
Hmm.
because um it is teaching minors and little kids that a creative career is possible, and teaching them the business side of it, the hustle side of it, the side of it that people don't talk about and that you have to kind of uh, messily, if that's a word,
Hmm.
figure out on your own. You have to stumble and fall down, and learn and learn and learn. But what happens if we start to educate our youth, our creative youth, at such a young age, and then feed them and build them up and tell them, not literally feed them, but you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
inspiration
Yes.
or support. Um, and show them that it's possible, so that their skill set and their hobby can actually be a sustainable
Hmm.
um, career for them.
Yeah.
And taking that, what we talked about in the last episode, that laugh out of it when someone, a kid approaches their parents and say, I want to be an artist when I grow up.
Hmm.
That first response is not laughter and not, jokes and
Yep.
whatever else. It's support, and it's, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
that is amazing. Let's sign up. Let's sign you up for a maker's market and present your work to the world and sell it and see like the money of spending money on your supplies, um, and selling it for a certain amount, and then seeing how much profit you make, and
Yeah.
all of those things that go into the creative, being a creative.
Yeah.
Um, uh, yeah, and just bringing that to us like little Chrissy, little Megan. Like
Hmm.
I would have like
Oh yeah.
killed to have this opportunity
Yes.
as a kid. Um, and yeah, and it just grew out of us one day kind of like deep diving into what we wish we
Yeah.
had as kids, what we wished the support that we had, the
Hmm.
even what was said to us growing up.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and two, like the origin of it as well, like going back to like you saying how people kind of like scoff or laugh at people who say that they want to be an artist or a
yeah.
dancer or, whatever, all these things. My niece, Emmy, hi, Emmy, if you see this, I love you
Mhm.
so much. Um, at the time, she was, I think, a junior in high school. And of course, naturally, people start asking, what do you want to do?
Right.
Most people say, what do you want to do? Or what are you doing for college? Like they have very specific questions. And she didn't really love that answer or that question because her answer was, I want to create, I want to be an artist. And, I feel so happy that she was comfortable explaining that she didn't always enjoy that question because of that sentiment. And
Mhm.
I was like, and I'm a person who will never do that to anybody about you could tell me you're gonna make a zoo for flies and I'd be like, "Let's figure it out." I don't know where my brain went on that one, but like I will be like, "I don't know where that's going, but let's take a look." You right?
Mhm.
So anyways, I'm was so excited that she brought that to the table because she was just like, "I don't like this sentiment that goes beyond it." And now I'm happy to say she's like on the brink of graduating, all that, and went into, art and as a major and all these things, but it was like this little seed.
And she's amazing.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I'm her aunt, so I might be biased, but no, she's amazing and just only growing every single day.
Yeah.
And I went me and Chrissy started just having these conversations about like what can we do? Like community is important when you're feeling stuck, when you're in the messy middle.
Yeah.
Um, knowledge and just like hands-on,
Mhm.
really, for any of us in any career space, industry that you are in, that is what we need, right? Support, community, and hands-on kind of like, what do I do? Like, help me
Yeah.
see how to move through this. And so we just kind of made that flourish. And we had, to kind of, because I think we'll go into maybe a whole episode on just ins and outs of this, that there's a lot of learning that came from it. But to wrap up that side of it is that like we started in 2019, the fall of 2019, to put it
Mhm.
on in 2020, in the spring of 2020. So pretty sure you already
COVID.
understand where that is going
Yeah.
if you were alive at that time. And
If you were
you
alive.
were not old enough to be watching a podcast. So
What? If you were alive at that time.
because if you weren't, you're like 6 right now. So
Uh,
ish,
yeah,
5,
yeah,
6,
yeah,
whatever. I digress. But
yeah.
anyways, just so many things happened and we persevered. And people have asked,
Mhm.
how do you just make these things come to life from kind of a seed in your brain? And it's just like the power of connection and
Yeah,
going, we believe enough in it
and support. Mhm.
and support. This is like she said, it's like a passion, it's a heart project. It is a nonprofit. There is no, you know, gain except for helping the younger generation
Yeah.
see what's possible, which is
Mhm.
so important, right? And
Yeah.
like when we're tired and we're like, we're doing this on top of our businesses and kids and da 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 da,
Mhm.
and we are tired because, there's only so many hours in the day, we
Right.
remind ourselves of that mission. So, what I would like to urge us all to do as we wrap this is to keep that. Like, what is your promise statement to that thing,
Mm.
right? That goal, that relationship, that whatever that feels like it's really sticky and messy and weird right now. What is your promise to yourself within it? Because you're going to need to go back to it
Yeah.
sometimes. And you're going to need to kind of pull up the scroll of like, I want to do this because, right? Like, and remind yourself of that sometimes.
Mm.
Freaking probably daily, you
Right.
know?
Right. Tap into it,
Yeah.
like, directly.
Yes. It's the only way, at least in my mind right now, as I can best articulate it, to get over the hump of almost giving up, of urging yourself that it was the worst idea ever and why am I even doing this? I'm never going to make anything out of this.
Yeah.
It is coming back to the mission and the heart and the center of it and then asking, okay, this is coming from 2 women who have the hardest time asking for help.
Mm. Mm.
See?
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
that is what I'm saying. We have a hard time doing that, especially this one. I feel like I gotta be like, "Chrissy." I've been working on it majorly over the last few years, but it's really tricky. So
Yeah.
when you're in the messy, you need to reach a hand and
Yeah.
say, "Help, help." And maybe if you don't like the word help, ask something that feels more in line with where you're at.
And I
I would like to
think,
talk to you right now or whatever.
like, the creative community as a whole, like, is so different than any other
Mhm.
area of anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
um, even just, like, reaching out to other artists, even on social media, like, reaching out and asking questions. "Hey, what, paint did you use on that window? Where did you get those paintbrushes? What
Yeah.
do just asking questions about your medium or your field and just reaching out and learning.
Mhm.
Like, that's all we want for each other. And I
Yeah.
think that's a true creative, is always wanting to help and support other creatives,
Mhm.
because we know what it's like to be in that moment and be like, shit, I don't know what to do or how to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's the beautiful thing about the creative world, is the community.
Yeah.
Like,
It is.
the true connection and the support and help that you get from
Mhm.
other creatives.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It is, and it's beautiful, and if you're surrounding yourself with people who are supportive and they're not thinking, "Oh my gosh, if I give them this answer, They're gonna
Yeah.
take all my ideas
Right.
and or my business or whatever. Like, we just need to realize that there's enough to go around in this world for all of us.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite people are other photographers or coaches or podcasts, like all the things. There's enough to go around. I'm not for everybody, and the next person's not for everybody. So we all
Right.
need to be there doing the things and knowing what tool or what system or whatever it is or what book you read to feel more inspired by, none of that's going to take away. And if there's people in your life that are like gatekeeping,
Mhm.
most of the time it's their own insecurities.
Yeah,
So don't let
for
it
real.
knock you down a peg
Mhm.
and let this messiness continue just getting bigger and bigger and bigger because you're like, well, that person was kind of not helpful or they gave me crap about asking or whatever, whatever the sentiment is.
Yeah.
Don't let that be your like reason to be like, well, I guess I just can't do anything. Ask the next person. Ask the next person. Um, shadow somebody if you're like, I don't know like what this looks. I just had a beautiful conversation with a photographer who is about a year into their business. And we
Mhm.
got connected because somebody was like, oh, she's been in business for, quite a long time. And, I think you'll like her energy and like her take on building a business.
Yeah.
And we talked for like an hour. I had no worry or qualms about saying, here's things that I would have done differently in the beginning. Here's
Yeah.
things that I do now that help me feel better. Like, why? Why
Right.
would I think like that?
Right.
Because there's no need to. It can be easy for us all as humans to get a little bit like scared of that. We've all had moments like that, of course, because
Mhm.
you're like, what are you trying to do? Like,
Yeah.
but for the most part, everyone's intentions are just to grow and support. So find your people. And if you're in a messy middle right now, we are your reminder that beautiful ideas, organizations, creative projects,
Yeah.
collaborations can come to life
Yeah.
if you just put yourself in a space to let it simmer and
Mhm.
see where it goes and allow it to be in existence despite the messiness, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for
Because I
real.
mean, New Makers Market would not exist literally if we let messy take us down
Yeah.
because literally COVID, like that would have just been kaputs or
Yeah,
whatever
we
you
didn't
say.
even think the first one was gonna happen
No.
because we had to move it out. We had a venue, and then we had to move it to a different one, and then we had to move it outside, and then it was like people were coming at us about masks and
Yeah,
all
there's
the
just so many
things, and
things.
we're like, "Oh my god, this is just
It
a
was a lot.
dream that we had to,
Just
like,
let us have it.
support the youth who really needed it at that
Yeah.
time too,"
Yeah.
And like, if we would've not done it, like, I think our first one was my favorite year
Yeah.
because everyone was buzzing,
Yeah.
like, everyone was like, "This was amazing," like, I
Yes.
mean, it was the first one
Yeah.
ever, an art market for just kids,
Yeah.
like, that was unheard of at the time,
Yeah.
um, and to be the first to kind of pioneer that and, like, kinda set
Yeah.
this important message out into the
Mhm.
universe, like, I mean, how many are there now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if we didn't do that first one, like, I mean, think about all those artists we had on the first year in the
Yeah.
first year, you know?
And like she said, it was much needed at a time where people were so isolated because it was the beginning. We're
Yes.
not talking like a year into COVID. We're talking
Mhm.
like it was supposed to be in
Like,
April
lockdown.
of 2020. It was
Yeah.
supposed to be in April of 2020. It got moved to August. Yeah, August of 2020 so that we could be outside, so the weather was better,
Mhm.
like all
Yeah.
these things and we had some and we didn't even know if that was going to happen. I think it was
Mhm.
like a pinch decision of hey, like the people who were on our rosters who had already signed up were like please just like stick with us. We don't know what
Yeah.
it's going to look like. We don't know when it's going to land.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly when. And they did. They all did. They understood it was like we had no control over it either. But we could have been like, you know what? We're just going to wait. We're going to wait it out. What
Mhm.
who knows what would have happened? Life would have got busy. Who knows? But we said we're going to persevere and we're going to do what we can to make it happen in the best way possible and given the circumstances. And like she said, it was this beautiful thing where kids needed it. I think even the parents really needed it. They
Mhm.
needed to get outside of this like this
Yeah.
box that we were all kind of stuffed into, literally. Maybe a rectangle if your house is like a long ranch, no. But we were like shoved into this weird little space and everybody's was told what to think and what to feel and how to navigate the world and that brought up so much for so many people. So we
Mhm.
needed this outlet to say, yes, there's still a way that we can do this
Mhm.
given all of it And that goes for anything that you are trying to pursue in life, not just, whatever what you see other people persevere through, whatever you have. So as we round out,
And we could have easily given up and not done it at all, but it was
oh,
like a fire burn. It was like it was like a fire in our belly, and we
Yeah.
like had to do it.
Yeah.
And we just
yeah,
pushed through. Yeah.
we did.
Mm-hmm.
And each year we learned a little bit more and a little bit more. And,
Yeah.
so we want to leave you with that idea, right? Like you may have so many different things floating around in your mind that have a burning fire, that just pick one that's like you're feeling the most passionate about, and freaking just like give it some attention, play with it,
Yeah.
journal about it, talk to a friend out loud about it,
Yeah.
right? Which is like part of the cool part about our episodes together right now, is that you're kind of talking about like your mural work and stuff like
Yeah.
that more, because she's stepping into that if you didn't see the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So she's literally on the microphone talking about it more. This is amplifying,
Yeah.
right? And I only know that that's to be true is when we speak it out loud,
Mm-hmm.
and we say this, that, or the other, that like it starts to have a little more realness and a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
stock, and the fire starts moving up, and
Yeah.
like you feel it higher and harder and hotter and all the things. So speak it out to somebody. That's your dream work at this episode, I think. Don't you feel like that's a good one?
Yeah.
Say it to somebody. Say it to somebody, and just
Or like
give the
look at
idea.
yourself in the mirror and
Mhm.
say, I am blah, 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 blah.
Whatever it is you're going to do, look at.
I am an artist, and just
Yeah.
claim it.
Yeah.
And even if it sounds silly, like, I mean, say it again.
Yeah.
And say it again. And,
Yeah.
until it
Record
feels,
yourself saying it.
yeah,
Maybe. I don't
until
know.
it feels like it just is a natural thing, and that's who you are.
Another cool thing that you could do is, because I've seen people do, like when they like talk to their future selves,
Yeah.
pop up your phone. It's not, you have to post it anywhere, please. Just like, don't like whatever. Don't overthink it. Pop up your phone and say, hey, future me, this is what I'm scared of right now. This is what I want to bring to life.
Mm-hmm.
Here's why I'm scared, but here's why I'm more empowered by it. And let that list be longer than what you're scared of, right? And whether it's on paper or on video, whatever, I'm a visual person. So I would love to look back at like myself like 10 years from now and be like, oh my God, look at, she was so scared of that. Look at like what came of it,
Yeah.
So do something in that realm, right? Look in the mirror, do the video, write it on paper, say it to somebody. Maybe do all 5 of those. I think that was 5. I don't know. But pick one, do all, whatever feels good, and let this be your catalyst, so that you're going to come to us like 20 episodes from now and be like, a little spark has happened, or this extra little layer is already happening for me, or I got my first booking for whatever it is. Like, we want to hear it. So this starts now, right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Any last thoughts for the people's hearts out there, Chrissy?
Just own it, like fully 100% with your whole body, being, mind, body, soul, spirit, whatever. Like, just own who you are, own what is starting that fire and stoking that fire, own it.
Mhm.
And then the rest will just kind of fall into place.
Yes. Mic drop.
Yeah.
It's so true. You have to. It's just what we need in this life. Okay. So as always, if you have not liked, subscribed, follow Chrissy, follow me, all the things on the socials, on the platform in which you're watching or listening. Also, by the way, if you're only listening and you're not on YouTube, what are you doing? We want to look you in the eyes. We want to say hi. Leroy, Chrissy, me, we all want you right here with us. So come on YouTube, subscribe, you can chat in the comments there, which we love. We love a conversation. So come do that and hang out. But if you are listening on audio, we still love you. But make sure you are putting your follow notification button on so that you know when episodes drop every week. And don't forget to find the magic, find the light, find something that makes you smile. Send it our way, tag us. We want to see the beautiful magic that you're finding, whether it's a flower popping out of the concrete. I love that, by the way. When a piece of like just nature comes through like a concrete, where it's like the most unexpected thing, a sunbeam coming through your window. I love rainbows, all the things. We want to see it. Chrissy's cardigan right now is giving me life because it's like rainbow in knit form, and I'm so happy. So send it our way. And more importantly, just find it for yourself in every single day. And until next time, we will see you.
Yes.
Woo! Bye.